I think having Google decide which websites are dangerous is both a good and bad idea. It's good because there are kids that we know that we don't want exposed to certain websites like pornography, violence, profanity, and others. Google steers away from these websites, and it's a good idea for them on this part. But for adults doing research or trying to find information on something important to us, we want to be able to have as many website options as possible. I know that when I'm trying to write a research paper on something controversial, it's hard to find the sources for these topics, and Google makes it hard. Messages that companies don't want you to see. Well, I think just by reading the article, The New Censorship, companies like Google don't want us to see the bad side of them. Otherwise, their customers will decline in large numbers. While reading about how Google can remove anyone at any time, I thought about how we're reading this article, The New Censorship, and how I might be removed from Google for making a YouTube video on the article I read, or any of us in this class. It has some information on Google that I'm sure Google doesn't want us to know. One thing I made a connection with from the article came more of a shock to me. It's about how Google gave the US Justice Department $500 million dollars because Google knew that Canadians used the AdWords website to sell drugs for years. This is astounding information. How can Google allow this to go on? There should be someone responsible for that mess. For me, the collect portion of my PLE isn't changing. I might consider using a different search engine, but Google has been the best search engine for me. I want to say that I don't use Google Docs to save my papers and important documents. I save everything onto my computer, and after reading this article, it's going to stay this way. If I do get removed from Google email in the system, I wouldn't have to worry about losing all my work.